Hi dear friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. Welcome to the Sunday edition of the Cricket Happenings show today with your host Ram. Well dear friends and subscribers, there was only one match being played today in the Indian Premier League 2014, and this match was enacted at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium, where we had the 7th match of the Indian Premier League 2014 being played today, and which was played between Rajasthan Royals versus the Kings 11 Punjab. Now Kings 11 Punjab, as you know, had a big scalp in their first match of this 7th edition of the Indian Premier League 2014, when they defeated the most powerful team, Chennai Super Kings, even though Super Kings racked up a 200 plus score on the board. Well, today once again Rajasthan Royals played, and Rajasthan Royals also, in the way that Chennai Super Kings played, they also put up a big score. If not 200, they put 191 for 5. And again, the same two persons who actually did all the damage to the Chennai Super Kings by taking their team to victory once again surfaced, as Glenn Maxwell went on to smash 89 of just 45 deliveries with 8 fours and 6 sixes. And then David Miller coming in and completing the formalities by smoking 6 sixes in a knock of an unbeaten 51 of just 19 deliveries. And the other thing, as far as this particular knock from Miller was concerned, in the 18th over, he made sure that the Kings 11 Punjab would definitely be winning this match when he smote Dhaval Kulkarni for 4 sixes in a single over. So first, what I'm going to do is just going to talk about this match. Just talking about this match here, it all started with Mohali Kings 11 Punjab actually winning the toss and inserting the Rajasthan Royals to bat first. The Rajasthan Royals, well, they started off with Ajinkya Rahane and Abhishek Nair. Ajinkya Rahane hit 2 boundaries. Abhishek Nair was also looking good, but the breakthrough was provided courtesy a run out of Ajinkya Rahane by the captain of the Kings 11 Punjab team, Bailey, as Ajinkya Rahane went for a run where actually Abhishek Nair started but stopped. In the meanwhile, it was all too late, as Bailey, with just one stump to aim at, threw down the stumps at that end, and Ajinkya Rahane was found short of the crease, and he was walking to the pavilion, run out for 13 of 8 balls with 2 fours, which made the score 22 for 1. Abhishek Nair also hit one beautiful 6 of the bowling of Mitchell Johnson, which was good to see, and Sanju Samson joined him. And well, Abhishek Nair, as I said, was looking good in his knock of 23 of 20 balls with 2 fours and 1 6, playing the pace bowlers very well. In fact, it was Patel. I thought it was Akshay Patel who opened his left arm spinner, and was very, very impressive with his bowling, I thought. And Abhishek Nair was joined in by Sanju Samson. Now Sanju Samson, what one saw, I mean, let's talk about Abhishek Nair. Now Abhishek Nair was the next to go after when the score for the Rajasthan Royals stood at 54, when Murli Kartik, who was for the first time playing for the Kings 11 Punjab in the Indian Premier League, came in and wheeled his arm over, and in his very first over, and with the very first ball that he bowled in the Indian Premier League 2014, he struck when he had Abhishek Nair LBW for 23 of 20 balls with 2 fours and 1 6, which made the score 54 for 2. And after that, it was Sanju Samson along with Shane Watson in the middle. Sanju Samson started off with a beautifully effortless stroke through the covers onto the offside for 4. And let me tell you, Sanju Samson, with the way he played, he looks to me the future wicketkeeper batsman for India. The way he played his strokes, the way he was manufacturing strokes, in the sense he was giving himself room outside the leg stump and carting the spinners. He went after Lakshmipati Balaji. He went after Murli Kartik. Murli Kartik was the one who got a lot of caning from the bat of Sanju Samson. Was not afraid to use his feet at all. And as I said, every time one sees Sanju Samson, one gets the feeling that he would be the future wicketkeeper batsman for India. I mean, that is at the time when Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the Indian wicketkeeper batsman, retires. So that's the time Sanju Samson, I think, would be the future Indian batsman future Indian wicketkeeper batsman, because such is his talent. And according to me, if at all any batsman that comes to mind for me as far as the Indian team is concerned today, as far as talent is concerned, raw talent I would say, is Sanju Samson. The way he played, it was a real treat to watch. Majestic strokes being played by him, and he got the company of his captain Shane Watson, who joined him in clubbing the ball to all parts of the ground, hitting some massive sixes, contributing 50 runs of 29 balls with 5 fours and 3 sixes. And this was the partnership that Rajasthan Royals needed to really give some injection of runs, and they precisely did it. If you look at the partnership, it was a punishing partnership from both the batsmen, because what it did is it added some very, very valuable runs. If you look at it, they took on the score from 54 for 2 in the 7th over to 128 in the 14th over. In the sense that the first ball of the 14th over, they were still there, but look at what damage they did to the Kings XI Punjab bowlers. Barring Akshay Patel, I thought he bowled very, very well, and he was the one who actually broke that very, very important partnership. As I said, this partnership was growing great guns, because every bowler was getting really, really pummeled. I would say 74-run partnership for this wicket. But look at the amount of balls they occupied. If you look at that, that would really make some interesting reading according to me. It's just 42 deliveries and they smoked those 74 runs. As I said, Sanju Samson, absolutely majestic. Shane Watson looking the usual self, clubbing the ball to all parts of the ground, and they took on the score to 128. And then Akshay Patel getting a ball. As I said, Akshay Patel was very, very impressive, even though if you look at the bowling figures of the Kings XI Punjab bowlers, starting from Praveen Avana, 4 overs 1 for 40, Balaji Kane for 46 runs of his 4 overs, and Murli Karthik going for 51. If at all there was a semblance of respectability, it was from Akshay Patel, the left-arm spinner, young left-arm spinner, not afraid to really, really flight the ball that we saw. But even Sanju Samson couldn't really hit Akshay Patel. So that really gives you the feeling that Akshay Patel is another good talent as far as the left-arm spinner is concerned. But I think after looking at Akshay Patel, he was looking pretty impressive, and it was good to see. And he was the one who actually provided them. It was very essential for Rajasthan Royals for Kings XI Punjab to break this very punishing partnership. And it came in the form of Akshay Patel, the young left-arm spinner, getting the wicket of Shane Watson with the very first delivery when he came back to bowl on the second spell, when Shane Watson, trying to put him over the leg side, missed the delivery and was clean bowled for 50 of 29 balls with 5 fours and 3 sixes. After that, Stuart Binney contributed 12 runs of 8 balls with 1 6, and then Sanju Samson, after doing all the good work, as I said, he was playing very well. He was giving room for himself in hitting, and that is precisely he tried to do. He tried to actually give room for himself outside the leg stump and tried to carve the ball through the offside. But Praveen Ravana was right on the money. He hit the stumps right away, and Sanju Samson was a walker for 52 of 34 balls, 3 fours and 4 sixes. And then finally, we saw that Mitchell Johnson, who had a very, very ory spell at the start, came in and really, I would say, he bowled very well. He bowled in the right areas to finish with figures of 1 for 29 of his 4 overs. But Stephen Smith went on, played a very good cameo innings of an unbeaten 27 of 15 balls with 5 fours, and Faulkner was not out on 8 of 7 balls with 1 6, which took this the Rajasthan Royals score on to 191 for 5 of their 20 overs, and it was looking a very good score because they had scored at a clip of 9.55 runs per over. But let me tell you, Kings XI Punjab with this mighty batting lineup now, one would have definitely, one would have thought that Kings XI Punjab could do it. Well, it all started for the Kings XI Punjab. Everything started not in a good manner at all. It was Virendra Sehwag and Cheteshwar Pujara who walked into bat, and the ball was given to Kane Richardson. There was some testing overs which were bowled by the pace bowlers, Kane Richardson in tandem with Dawal Kulkarni, and both of them were not giving anything away. The first 4 overs, I would say it was pretty tight stuff, and they were giving nothing away. The ball was kept up to the batsman. For Sehwag, they definitely had a plan. if we saw that they were trying to get the ball onto the rib cage of Sehwag. Dhaval Kulkarni was also not giving anything in the scoring area to Sehwag, and then a fine piece of captaincy coming in from the Rajasthan Royals captain Shane Watson. As what he did, he got Stuart Binney at the deep point region, and Virendra Sehwag probably influenced the fact in the sense he tried to play a ball, he missed it, and then probably one would feel with such a huge score being put up 191 chasing that, I thought Sehwag wanted to probably trying to do the right thing. On his day he would have connected that. He definitely connected, but what was interesting was that the fielder was placed at pinpoint precision by the Rajasthan Royals captain Shane Watson at deep point, and that's what precisely Sehwag did. Sehwag playing a frustration stroke, trying to really punish that delivery through the point region, hold out to deep point where Binney took a very easy catch. Kulkarni was the bowler and Sehwag was walking after making 2 runs. Cheteshwar Pujara was now joined in by Ridhiman Saha, and Ridhiman Saha trying to actually work Faulkner through the onside was scalped extremely beautifully, I would say, by Dhaval Kulkarni at the fence, where he actually he really jumped full length and managed to get the ball in his grasp, and that was it as far as Ridhiman Saha was concerned. And suddenly, as I said, the Kings 11 Punjab had lost 2 wickets for 10 runs, and they were in real trouble. After that, Cheteshwar Pujara, as you know, he's a very compact batsman, absolutely relies on orthodox strokes. He was there at the middle, and Glenn Maxwell joined him. Well, Glenn Maxwell, as soon as he came in, well, we know what, as I said, Glenn Maxwell and Miller were the ones who did the damage to the Chennai Super Kings. It was something, sort of a similar story. As Glenn Maxwell walked in, he walked in and started dispatching sixes with absolute disdain as far as the bowlers were concerned. He put Dhaval Kulkarni for a 6. He went after Faulkner, hit him for a 6. Pravin Tambe's first delivery, where Pravin Tambe bowled a wrong one, and the very first ball that Maxwell got, he picked it up and deposited him over the fence for a 6. Such was the power, such was the timing from Maxwell. He was looking extremely dangerous. And well, the dangerous Maxwell definitely proved. Last time he missed a century, and this time again he missed a century. If you look at his knock, he contributed 89 of 45 balls with 8 fours and 6 sixes. Just look at the partnership, 116 runs partnership for the 3rd wicket between Glenn Maxwell and Cheteshwar Pujara, out of which, if you look at the partnership, the total partnership yielded 116 runs. Of 116 runs, not only the lion's share, more than a lion's share of runs was scored by Glenn Maxwell with his 89, and if you look at it, it's only probably 20 odd runs which are scored by Cheteshwar Pujara. That gives you the real fact of the story here, that Glenn Maxwell was smoking the bowlers. He was not allowing anything to go by. Pravin Tambe, I thought, still he bowled very well. But Rajat Bhatia, in between there was a phase, even though when Glenn Maxwell was really scoring pretty quickly, definitely there was a phase in play where definitely they could at least, probably for few overs they could keep Glenn Maxwell quiet, and that was done by the spinners Rajat Bhatia and Pravin Tambe. But after that, once again Maxwell started his bludgeoning strokes here. He started hitting some, as you know, he has started definitely, we saw the other day against Chennai Super Kings, he went after Ravichandran Ashwin by reverse sweeping him, and it was something, I would say, real innovation that Glenn Maxwell has brought it into his play here, and that's what he precisely did. In fact, he had some reverse pulls, he did some reverse flicks, he did some reverse sweeps, and his knock was absolutely a stunning knock, one could call. And Maxwell contributed 89 of 45 balls with 8 fours and 6 sixes. Once upon a time, it looked like 10 for 2, they were in trouble. Maxwell changed the equation totally. From 2.4 overs, 10 for 2, that became 126 for 3. And Maxwell, after, once again, as I said, pretty sad. The other day he was dismissed for 94 in the first match. Here in the second match, he was walking back to the pavilion after doing immense damage to the Kings 11, to the Rajasthan Royals bowlers, by contributing 89 of 45 balls with 8 fours and 6 sixes, and he seems to be a big draw card in this 7th edition of the Indian Premier League. for this Kings 11 Punjab. So Maxwell has gone for 89, and that made the score 126 for 3. After that, but Cheteshwar Pujara was still there, just waiting, in the sense, just staying at the crease. His job was only to stay at the crease. The person who joined him was David Miller. And now let's go and see what happened from the score of 126 for 3. Well, David Miller joined in, and when David Miller joined in, the score, he came in as he did the last time. Initially he came in, he really didn't try to do anything big. He just tried to take some singles and twos, and then when Tambe came in to bowl the 16th over, Miller went, and what a shot that was. It was a wrong one. Now Tambe bowled a lot of wrong ones according to me in this innings, but for Miller it didn't matter. Miller just flat batted that into over the stands for a 6. So that was the first 6 of Miller, and then Faulkner came in and bowled the next over to Miller and Pujara, and he kept it to, and again 12 runs were taken with Pujara hitting a 4. Now this was the time when the score was, as I said, Glenn Maxwell had actually done all the hard work. He had done immense damage to the Rajasthan Royals bowlers. Now it was the turn for David Miller to turn it on, like he did it against Chennai Super Kings, and that's what he precisely did. He targeted Dhaval Kulkarni. Now Dhaval Kulkarni was given the 18th over, and Dhaval Kulkarni, well, that was the over in which David Miller made sure that Kings 11 Punjab is going to win this match. As his second delivery that Dhaval Kulkarni bowled to Miller, it was a low full toss, and Miller went and launched it over the long on boundary for a 6. The third delivery, he took 2 runs, and this was the he took 2 runs and waited for Dhaval Kulkarni to bowl him. Dhaval Kulkarni came and bowled to him. That was the 4th delivery, and that was a maximum which was hit by Miller, as Miller this time getting it over the offside, putting him over extra cover for a 6. And the 5th one sailed over the square leg umpire, over the square leg boundary for a 6. And then Miller in the final delivery, where Kulkarni was trying to actually bowl the ball pretty away from Miller. It didn't matter for Miller, as Miller just slashed his bat at it, and the ball went over the deep point region for another 6. And look at what it did. The 18th over that bowled by Dhaval Kulkarni costed 27 runs. As I said, that is the over which really made sure, David Miller made sure, that Kings 11 Punjab would be winning the match, and that's what precisely happened. After that, the 19th over, after that, once the 27 runs was taken, when Dhaval Kulkarni came on to bowl, well, they still required 37 runs from 18 balls, and as I said, 27 runs were absolutely ransacked in that over of the bowling of Dhaval Kulkarni. And after that it was Faulkner to bowl the final over, and there was only Faulkner was bowling the penultimate over, and 12 balls were required, 10 runs were required of 12 balls. Well, for 3 balls they took 5 runs, and after that the 4th delivery, Miller, as you know, that was a wonderful way for Miller to not only get a victory for Kings 11 Punjab by smoking a 6 over the cover region of Faulkner, but also he went to a 50 of just 19 deliveries. He took his score to 51 of just 19 deliveries, with not hitting a single boundary, but hitting 6 wonderful 6s. And Cheteshwar Pujara, look at what a part he played. He was a person who was a real spectator among the big hitters. When Glenn Maxwell was there, he was just a spectator. If you look at the partnership, the first partnership, as I talked to you about, when Maxwell was there, 89 runs were scored by Maxwell, out of which 20 odd runs scored by Pujara. And look at the other partnership, from 126, Kings 11 Punjab went on to victory thanks to David Miller smoking 6s at will, finishing on an unbeaten 51 of 19 balls with 6 fours. But the man of the match went to Glenn Maxwell. But one thing that I would like to say here, look at the partnership. That was an unbeaten partnership which took the score to 193, and that partnership yielded 67 runs, out of which the share for David Miller was 51 runs of 19 deliveries, and Cheteshwar Pujara probably would have scored 16 runs. So that really says that Cheteshwar Pujara, what he did, he was a mere spectator in front of those big hitters, Glenn Maxwell and David Miller. But in the end, his innings also, according to me, really proved very important, because somebody had to stay there. and Cheteshwar Pujara, what he did best was to try to take those singles and give the big hitters the strike, and that's what precisely happened. But I thought Miller definitely finished it off in a wonderful style by smoking those sixes. 193 for 3, and for Kings 11 Punjab, the script has been the same. They did that against Chennai Super Kings with Glenn Maxwell smoking it around, and then David Miller coming in, settling in, and finally opening up totally, and that's what he precisely did against this team too. Probably is that a game plan that Kings 11 Punjab are having in this 7th edition of the Indian Premier League? One wonders. So 193 for 3, and Kings 11 Punjab going to their second consecutive victory in this 7th edition of the Indian Premier League 2014 by dumping Rajasthan Royals to get a 7-wicket victory. Let's have a look at the bowling figures as far as the Rajasthan Royals bowlers are concerned. Kane Richardson, 3 overs, no maiden, 1 for 25. Bowled. I mean, initially he bowled well, but the third over he went for some severe tap from the bat of, I thought, Glenn Maxwell. Kulkarni bowled 4 overs, 50 runs. As I said, he was manhandled in that particular 18th over when David Miller made sure that Punjab will win by cracking him for 27 runs in that over, which was inclusive of 4 sixes by David Miller. Faulkner, 3.4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 45, also received some severe tap from the batsman. Pravin Tambe, I thought, amidst all the mayhem that was going on, Pravin Tambe used a lot of wrong ones, but even though it disappeared for sixes, I thought still Pravin Tambe really bowled very well under the circumstances. Returning figures of none for 26. Bhatia was taken to the cleaners, 3 overs cost him 38, and Stuart Binney bowling 1 over for 4 runs. But the man of the match went to Glenn Maxwell for his superb 89 runs, which really gave the impetus to this innings. Well, tomorrow we are getting the other match which is coming up tomorrow. I'm just trying to see my schedule here to see which is the next match which is coming on. Just please give me a moment here, dear friends and subscribers. I have a feeling it is going to be Chennai Super Kings, but I just need to check on that. But any which way, whichever the matches that are coming up, your host Ram is always there. But tomorrow, dear fans and subscribers, it's quite possible that the Cricket Happening show might be a bit late. I do apologize. That's due to some some circumstances that I have. I need to complete some work commitments, so I wouldn't be available. But other than that, but I would definitely be doing my cricket show probably a bit late, I would say, probably around this time, like what I did on a Sunday. Unfortunately, that would be the case. But dear fans and subscribers, but I thought we had a very good match, and Kings 11 Punjab for me are looking very powerful in this 7th edition of the Indian Premier League, especially if one looks at those big hitters, Glenn Maxwell and David Miller, who are really delivering it for the Kings 11 Punjab team. Well, on this note, dear fans and subscribers, I would like to take leave on this Cricket Happening show on a Sunday, promising you that your next Cricket Happening show will be tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye from your host Ram. Thank you.